Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tire Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell. I'm joined by Richard Mulrooney and Coach fresh off a road trip. And they're all road trips right now to get in the conference. 4 matches into the season. We haven't caught up in a couple of weeks. I know the record, not what you want, but you look at the numbers. You're getting shots right now, and you're trying to find that solution in net. I know you've played your 2 keepers 2 matches each.
Yeah. The record isn't what we want. To say we're 0-3-1, that hurts to say it, but I mean, by watching the matches and being on the sidelines, the guys, it feels like, we're 3-1 or 2-2. But at the same time, we are 0-3-1 or 0-3-1. And we're training that way to get out of that hole. I think there's a couple things to it. I think we've been a little unfortunate. We've had some really good buildups. I think we've had 2 or 3 crossbars and posts, lacking a final product. And it's, soccer, the hardest thing to do in the game is to put the ball in the back of the net. And while we scored some goals, we probably should have rewarded ourselves a little bit more, but we're creating those opportunities. Whereas if we weren't, it'd be like, okay, we've got to find a way to get a 0-0 draw. We're losing this game. That's not our mentality. We really have done a good job of building it up and creating opportunities. And then the flip side of that is we have given up quite a few goals, and it's not from like critical errors. Our goalies aren't letting soft goals in. We're not giving bad balls away. We're just not having a desire and a final product on the defensive end to get on the end of it before their players do. We've been punished for maybe being a little lackadaisical, a little lack of focus and getting on crosses. But to say that teams have just been on us and dominating us, it's far from the truth. And, in saying that, we're still positive with it. We really are. There's still 2 away games, as you mentioned, to prepare us for our home opener versus UCF. But we're still looking for that first win, but we believe it's only a matter of time. And once that happens, I really think that the floodgates are going to open, not only for the goals, but hopefully for the wins as well.
Yeah, it does look on paper. I've not been able to catch it in your matches online yet, but it does look on paper that you've been fairly aggressive, had opportunities, nearly 14 shots per match. Do you find that when you're being more aggressive, that lends to someone might be able to sneak back on you, as you mentioned?
Possibly. Like I said, when you are pushing numbers forward, I mean, like you said, you look at the corner kicks, the shots, we've created stuff, but you're right. That leaves us exposed in the back a little bit. I would only say maybe 1 or 2 of the goals this year have been from a counterattack. And that's part of the game. Like I said, we've counterattacked people. There's other teams that have done it to us. It's a matter of just being focused and realizing, we can't push all the numbers forward and leave our goalkeeper back with 1 guy when we have to be realistic in terms of having a balance of what's too much forward and, what's not enough. And you learn those as these games go on. I think it's gotten better. But having said that, we're just snake bit a little bit, but you create your own luck. Like I said, we've worked on defending crosses. We've worked on finishing. It's going to happen at some point. But in saying that, there's little nuances that, we could tidy up a bit in terms of defending corners or so on and so forth. But like I said, I like the direction of this team. You would think that I'm not in panic mode being 0-3-1, but at the same time, we've got to find a way to get wins, because I think that confidence going into the conference season is important. You don't want to go in there with no wins and hoping you beat UCF your first game. That's not really how I wanted to write it up, but I also know that we're more than capable, but we do have to prove that over the next week.
A couple of your more active players, Emmanuel and Gabriel, they've got 8 shots each. They've put some balls in the net for you.
Yeah, Santos he was our leading scorer in the spring. He's been able to create this fall as well. So he's got a net factor to him, and we're still trying to find the right combination with him, where to play him. But at the same time, Gabby out wide, he's been a great find. He's the end of the day on the wings, you have to have a workman's rate. He's got that. He's got a great engine. He's got a technical ability, and he's a little snake bit too. He's gotten a few opportunities to maybe find the back of the net and just hasn't for whatever reason. But he's been a handful out wide, and I've been happy to have him along with Santos, to be honest with you.
You split your 2 goalkeepers in the first 4 matches.
Yeah, Colin's been great. True freshman coming in, and then we know what Parker is. He started for me since day 1 as a freshman. Love both of them. It's a great problem to have. In the spring, Parker will be the first to admit he had an ankle injury, and we really didn't have a backup for it, and he had to play injured, which, again, I'm thankful that he did that. But it was also the type of thing that, I've got to go out and try to find a backup or 2 for Parker to challenge him. And we found that with Colin. And Colin's come in and has been everything we've asked of him. So at this point in time, not to say anything other than they really haven't. No one's gotten above the other one, and they've really been equal to it. And they each probably have a game coming up this weekend, and after this weekend we'll reevaluate. But it's a good problem to have, and that's not to say Jordan, our third, has come along as well. I'm very happy with him, but I also know that Colin and Parker have been positive with each other, and at the end of the day, it's what's best for the team, and they have that attitude as well.
Back on the road, big challenge, always up at St. Louis on Monday.
Yeah, so obviously just got back from then. Great game. Like I said, we know they'd beaten Louisville, they had beaten Creighton. We started off the game really well. Like I said, I had an opportunity 5 or 6 minutes in that if it finds the back of the net, maybe it changes things. Fortunately, it didn't. But to say the game was a 3-0 game, I told the guys afterwards, I was probably actually happy is not the right word, but I was more content in terms of how the game was played out, more so than when we were at Lipscomb. I wasn't really happy of the first half with that one. I thought the second half we came out with an energy. But my point being is that I thought we played a more complete game against St. Louis. Red cards changed everything, and they were able to tax them on there. But we also created a ton if you look at the opportunities. But, again, we lost 3-0. I'm not happy about it. But I also told the guys that effort with 11 guys on the field will probably get you more results than not at most places. Unfortunately, St. Louis is one of those teams that didn't allow that to happen, and kudos to them for that. But it was a good building block for us at a tough place to play.
Turn around, you're going to head down to UAB. That's always a familiar team to play. Yeah,
absolutely. We usually go to their tournament at the beginning of the year. We weren't able to make it this year, but still make a trip there this Saturday is great. I think he's done a good job of rebuilding that program. He's been there for a few years, and that's not to say that first weekend we lost to Ohio State. They turned around and beat them on Sunday, so they're more than capable of beating anybody on any given time, especially being on their field. But on Saturday, it's about us. It's about correcting those things that we just talked about, having a final product, obviously defending a little bit better, and then obviously going to a great stadium where their USL team plays against a program that we've had a huge relationship with for the past years, and it's going to continue that way. But we need to make sure we go in and try to get something out of that game, because we're starting to get to the point where we need that confidence.
All right, Coach. Well, good luck this weekend. We'll catch up with you next week.
Appreciate it, Jeff.
That is Richard Mulrooney. I'm Jeff Brightwell with the Wolfchase Toyota Insider, the Memphis Tigers Network.